welcome to Cyber Secure You. I'm your girl Val, Forensic Gal. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, okay? Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. I'm your girl Val, Forensic Gal, and this week we're going to talk about MGM, okay? Now it's been itching me. Like I've been like scratch, trying to talk about what's going on with MGM Grand and these cyber attacks that are happening, okay? Not just MGM Grand, we've got Caesars as well. And there's a whole other set of institutions and organizations that are also being cyber attacked. And this is what this show is all about. You know, I focus on your privacy. That is my main concern, is your privacy, because as most of you guys know, I got hacked. And that's why I went off and got my master's in forensic psychology, and I have a concentration in cybercrimes just for this very purpose. Honestly, I don't like the fact that they got attacked or hacked. At the same time, it couldn't be better for me. It's more conversation, right? It's more to talk about. So anyways, let's get into it. Let's talk about what's going on. So MGM, as you guys all know, was attacked. And the latest update that's going on right now is that they have recovered, okay? But not entirely, okay? It's gonna take some time for it to all come back together. Nevertheless, they have recovered. The computers are back online. Systems seem to be functioning. You know, they don't have to pull out the clipboards and do everything by hand manually anymore. But the digital room keys are not working. That is still something they're trying to figure out. So let's back this thing up. Let's go back to when it happened, over 10 days ago. They've been dealing with this for 10 dang days, okay? Anyways, so for 10 days, everything was offline. Everything. And most of you already know what's going on, but I'm gonna rewind it and give you some information, just, you know, from my perspective, right? Because this is Cyber Secure You. Anyway, so the websites, elevators, slot machines, casino, ATM machines, people cannot access their rooms. We've got phone lines down, parking free. Who doesn't love that? I know they were happy about that. Like, damn, we don't have to pay to park. At the same time, what are you paying to park for? You can't even use anything. Some people, how about this? Some people got locked in their rooms. So once they got in and it got attacked, they couldn't get back out. That's a problem. Let's see, couldn't check in or out. Everything had to be done manually. I heard with these clipboards. Could not turn off the lights in the rooms. Could not close the drapes. Got stuck in the elevator. Yo, long lines. And we're gonna have some pictures for you to see as well. Long lines, hours of waiting. Who pays for that? Who pays for time? Time is money, everybody knows that. So what's going on there, right? Does MGM compensate for that? I don't think so. Anyways, like I said, stuck in elevators, pure chaos, cash-only transactions. And that everything I just named is just like, to me, just the tip of the iceberg. That isn't even all that was experienced, you know? At the same time, it is exactly what happened. So let's move on. So along with MGM Grand being hacked, you know, cyber attacked, you also had the week, well, just a few days prior, okay, Caesars Palace was attacked. Now, and they got attacked on September 7th. And they're based out of Reno, and the hackers wanted, now I don't know if it's the same two groups that got together and hacked Caesars Palace, but it's possible, okay? It's very possible. Nevertheless, they wanted 30 million. And Caesars Palace said, hell no, I ain't giving you 30, but we can give you 15 million. And let me tell you, I'm pretty sure the hackers gladly took that. That's probably a nice chunk of change for these group of individuals. And you know what? Another thing, I was told that the hackers that hacked Caesars and MGM Grand were teenagers, and they ranged from teenagers up to the age of like 20 or mid-20s, something like that. So they were pretty young, you know. Not to say that all hackers are young, because they are not. But in this case, that seems to be what the research is showing, that they range from teenagers to mid-20s, okay? So I also wanted to mention that 1 month prior to these hacking at the MGM and Caesar, 1 month before all this took place, there's a large conference that happens in Vegas every year called DEF CON, okay? And DEF CON took place 1 month prior to all of these hackings taking place. Now, DEF CON is the largest hacking conference in the world. And you have hackers that come from everywhere to sit down, share ideas, collaborate on how to hack and how to, you got your white hat hackers, which are supposedly the good guys that will help companies who have been hacked, but then you also have the black hat hackers. And the black hat hackers, think about it, black, they always put black with dark, which I don't like, okay? But nevertheless, that's what they're called, so don't get mad at me. Black hat hackers are the ones that are like coming in the night and they're coming to steal your information, and they're doing it because they know it's wrong. But the white hat hackers come in and save the day and stop the black hat hackers. That's what's supposed to happen, but apparently that's not what happened. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you so you have a frame of reference when it comes to how significant this takedown was. It cost them, I wanted to give you guys information on what they're making, like this money part of it. Because when it all boils down to it in cyber crimes, it's all about the financial benefit for the hackers. They wouldn't be attacking such a large institution if they weren't going to have a huge gain. Let's just be clear on that. Money is everything when it comes to this on both sides. So yeah, you got the hackers with their so-called initiative, and we're going to break down that too as well. The hackers with their initiative and why they did what they did. Oh, they don't treat their employees fairly. They don't stand for the right thing. We're against this, we're against that, right? So they have their purposes for attacking MGM. Is it right? No. Nevertheless, they have their reasons. MGM, on the other hand, has their reasons for wanting to gather back up all that data and get their systems back online. Why? Financial benefit. Let me tell you how much these people are making. Not people, but let me just tell you what the organization is making. So MGM went down September 10th. It cost them the hacking cost them about $8 million per day. $8 million per day. That is basically more than $80 million per week is what they generate, what they lost. All right? Now, we're talking 10 days of this shit. Annually, they make about $14 billion. And you know what? Okay, I kind of did it backwards, but nevertheless, they average about $270 million per week. I can't even imagine. If I made $270 million per week, holy shit, that's so much money. So much money we can't even fathom, you know? So these hackers knew exactly who they were going for. They know the money that's generated and what they could gain. Now, is what they gained worth the risk? Probably, because they'll probably never get caught. We don't know. Maybe one might get caught, which may lead to the others being caught, but I don't know, because a lot of times, according to the information and the research, okay, two sets of hackers got together to take down MGM. You have Scatter Spider and you have Black Cat. Now, Black Cat is also known as ALPHV. I'm not pretty sure, I don't know how they pronounce that. It's ALPHV, or I'm not sure how they pronounce that, like as a word, but it's ALPHV, also known as Black Cat, and then you have Scatter Spider. And here's what happened. So Scatter Spider decided, okay, we're going to take down MGM. We want that money. We want some of it at least. I don't care. Give us 0.5%. We want it. So what they do is they go on LinkedIn. They look up and they find an IT guy. Oh, here's somebody. All right. So they might have placed the call to him a few times just to see what he sounds like. So they could artificial AI, recreate his voice and pretend to be him. Once they got all his information off of LinkedIn, you know, what his role was at the company, or role is at the company. I don't know if it was anymore. Was the guy fired? He couldn't. Hopefully he wasn't, because it wasn't his fault, right? Somebody impersonated him. But nevertheless, got all his information, all the details, phone number, his exact, role with the company, his title with the company, got all of that information. Then they called the help desk. They called the help desk and said, hey, this is Joe Smo, and I work in this department, and I can't remember my password. I need to get back in. I work with the company. And the help desk individual, whoever that was, maybe that person might get fired, okay? That person willingly, no problem, hey, well, here you go, Joe, no problem. Here's the password. Call me back if you need anything else. I got you. That's what I always say. I got you. So anyways, they used this information, got in the back door, and with the help of, okay, so let me just clear this up. Scatter, Spider, they are the ones that did the social engineering. And as I've explained on Instagram, the social engineering is where they manipulate, the hackers manipulate you in order to get information, in order to get one step further in the game, so to speak. So they are sending you emails, they're phishing emails, where they get you to click on something, and then next minute you think the email is legit coming from a company that you deal with, when actually it's a phishing email because they're phishing for information, and then when you click on the link, boom, it takes you to where you get hacked, and then they have access, full-on access to all your information. So that is what Scatter Spider is responsible for, okay? Then you have the Black Cat, which is the ALPHV. Black Cat they are the ones who created the software as a service, and they sell this software as a service to hackers to make it easy for hackers to get in and hack information. So it took the joint effort of two of these hacking groups to be able to take MGM down the way they did. And it's like everything went dark. Like what happened in Ukraine. I forget what year that happened. But in Ukraine, the same thing happened with the Russians. They went in and made it like they shut them all the way down. No electricity, like they literally went for them hard in Ukraine before they attacked. And they always say, from my understanding, is that before a major war happens, there is a major cyber attack. It's like they test the waters, and they tested via cyber crimes first. Let's see how the layout is. Let's see what we can get away with. Let's see how it works. Once they shut it all down, then they come with the other stuff, the bombs and this sort of thing, right? So that's what happened with Ukraine. To look it up for yourself. Nevertheless, I feel like this is how this worked out, right? This is how this all played out. So that is the technique that was used by the hackers, Scatter Spider, Black Cat, to be able to take MGM down. And it's scary. And I always say it's scary because it is scary to think that somebody could impersonate you down to your voice, even your image, and then get into all of your accounts and pretending to be you. It's happened to me. That's why I do what I do. And it's so funny because at the time when it was happening to me, people thought I was damn straight nuts. Like, Val, ain't nobody gonna do that to you. Nobody can do that. This is the shit I was hearing. Let me give you an example. So I remember they had hacked into my Prius, because the Prius is practically a computer. Hacked into my Prius, drained the battery like that. Brand new car too. Drained the battery. Had like 20 devices linked to my dang Prius. And so I had to rent a car. And I called and I made reservations to rent a car. And this was one of those services where they deliver the car to you, right? So I rented the car, and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. My mom and I were waiting. I'm like, well, what happened to the car? They were supposed to call us, let us know they're on their way. Several hours had passed, nothing, okay? Finally, I said, let me call the company back and see what's going on. Called the company back. They were like, you called us and canceled. I said, no, I didn't. What do you mean? I'm sitting here waiting for you guys. No, we got it. It says it right here that you called in a half an hour ago and said you wanted to cancel the reservation. Now, who the hell did that? Those were my hackers who were messing with me. They decided, oh no, my hacking situation is a bit bizarre because it's more of like a vengeance type thing, but nevertheless, it's hacking, okay? And they went online and they shut all my shit down, so that they can control my moves. You know what I mean? So they can have control over how I do what I do. So this is exactly what happened with MGM Grand. These hackers came in. They said, we're going to show you what's up. We're going to show you how we get down. We're going to shut down all your systems. Nobody's going to be able to gamble. Nobody's going to be able to get in their rooms. People are going to get stuck in the elevators. They can't use their phones, this, that, and the other. And that's how I believe that's where their frame of mind was. Here is the issue. And I say this on all my shows because, again, your privacy is my utmost concern because it was for me. And it should be for you. Okay? When you hear individuals say, well, if you ain't got nothing to hide, what you worried about? Oh, no. Be fucking worried. Be worried. Be very, very worried. Because this is your personal information. And you do not want, years from now, to have to be dealing with something you could have prevented by being, proactive, by taking precautionary measures to secure your information on your devices, online, every app, every account. This is where I step in. I want to help you guys achieve those goals because I'm telling you, had I been more careful, and I'll tell you, I don't know necessarily if me being hacked came from me clicking on an email, but one of the things I do know that I did is I would put in my password in front of the guy. And I'm pretty sure he was looking over like, okay, so when I went to sleep, he could easily get in my stuff because he knew the password. And then from there, because you can just go in and press Gmail, my Gmail account's right there. You press Gmail, goes into my Gmail account and switches the two-factor authentication to his number, which this is all true, all right? Switched it to his number. Now all of a sudden I can't get in my emails. And when I try to recover it, I can't recover it because the two-factor authentication is set to his phone number. So my phone is not ringing, but his is. And this actually happened to me. So anyways, let me get back on track because I'll tell you, I could talk about what I've dealt with for years because it was 9 years of hell. Keep it moving. So now with cyber attacks becoming more prevalent, all right? So example, in the state of Missouri, hospital systems were shut down. United Airlines had software issues. Massachusetts, everything down in their city. This was literally weeks ago, okay? Chase Banks, offline. You understand? And we're going to talk about the ATM system because I actually watched a short podcast on how the ATMs work, and that in itself is interesting how these hackers go for that. Like, I don't know what these companies are going to do to be able to control this madness, but yet they want us all to do everything online. Now I'm old school. I'd rather just go back to the days of, look, let me just call you. And let me just get you. But then when you call now, you don't even know who the hell you're getting. Are you getting somebody in the United States? Because it seems like everything's overseas now, right? And it's all our information is in the hands of somebody in some other country that could do something with your information. Did they ask us if they could do that? Did they say, hey, Val, we're going to take your mobile account, network information, and we're going to go ahead and transfer the customer service over to India. So anytime you call, you're going to talk to somebody in India. Although AT&T claims that no, anybody you speak to will be in the U.S., and that's a damn lie because I'll tell you what, I called them not too long ago, and the person I got was in another country. So I'm like, why are you lying to me, man? And this is what MGM did. Let me get to that. That was something that really bugged me. So when this all happened, MGM could have literally stepped in and helped their clients secure their information ASAP, but they did not do that. What they did was they posted notes and signs everywhere saying, we're having technical issues, we're having some technical difficulties, we will get things up and running shortly. So these are the type of notices that they posted around MGM. Now once did they say, we are having an extreme cyber attack. Monitor your accounts, monitor your apps, change your passwords, change your username, lock your shit down. They never gave their clients any notice. A lot of those individuals were loyal, what do they call them? Royalty award members and stuff like that. And the hackers had all their information, driver's license, date of birth, addresses, phone numbers, like driver's license. What are you planning on doing with my driver's license information? Like, what are you planning on doing with it? But you have it, right? Okay, so you must be planning something. And as I said, I did a little blurb about this on Instagram. Where it is unfair is that, let's say one of these individuals that stayed at the MGM Grand, find out 2 years from now they're hacked. Yet, this is over, right? MGM cleared it up. They paid what they had to pay. Ransomware, where, these hackers were asking for money in return of putting everything back online and setting things back up straight and I guess releasing the captured data that they had. But my thing is I don't believe they're going to entirely give that information back. Anyways, point being, 2 years from now, you find out your identity is stolen. Then you got to deal with, oh my God, somebody stole my identity. And you got to think about what breaches took place, what letters did I receive that I might have ignored, where it's like, oh, you should get this, we're giving you this service for free because this company was breached. A lot of us kind of see the letters and we just throw them to the side because we haven't been affected yet. We haven't had any issues. But then when you start having issues, you got to think back to, okay, what company did I deal with? What credit card company did I have that was hacked? Or what telecommunications company was I with that got hacked? And then after that, it's too late. You can't go back to MGM Grand and be like, look, I had my identity stolen. They used it for this. They opened up that account. They got new cars. They bought a home, this, that. They took out a loan on my property. All this stuff. You can't go back to MGM Grand, and MGM Grand is not going to do shit for you. You just care about what's going on in their pockets. You understand? So that's why it's important for us to be proactive. So anyways, it affected tens of millions of customers. That's a lot of damn people to have their information in the hands of hackers who really don't give a shit. Period. They don't care. And that's what I try to get through your head, because the thing is I know what it's like. And I would hope that no one ever goes through what I went through. I said I wouldn't even wish this on my worst enemy, because I'm telling you, the cleanup is brutal. The cleanup is, it's not only traumatizing, but just to think that someone knows your information and who knows where they're using it. You know what? I ended up, okay, so for instance, my mom she hired a private detective when I first got hacked. And I was told that, let's just say if they opened up an account in my name in another country, there's no way they could find that out. Like, I would have to go to each and every single country to find out if I had an account in my name. Like, first of all, that's not even possible for me right now. I'm not Oprah. You know what I mean? I can't travel around like that. Like, how the hell am I supposed to know? You know what I mean? It's weird. So anyways, it's not fair. Anyway, so we need to be proactive. We need to be observant. We need to monitor our information, monitor our devices. Go in, like I tell everyone, go in, take a look, feel comfortable with your devices. Go into your settings, take a look at the permissions. And let me tell you this, location is like so key. When it comes to locations, even if you have your location off on this device or location off on this device, it may be running on another app. So another app may have asked for permission to your location, like WhatsApp. So even if you shut it off on Google, it may be running on WhatsApp. If you shut it off on WhatsApp, it may be running on your photos, your photos, like your camera. Also, every time you take a picture, knows about your location, unless you turn that permission off, right? So that is one suggestion. Feel comfortable with your device, go around, take a look, see what's going on. Number 2, I would suggest you change your usernames and your passwords. Not so much your username, but if you can, and it's easy enough for you, a lot of people, because we like instant, we don't like to spend time fiddling around with the computer and changing this and changing that. At the same time, it's very important to make sure you change those passwords, okay? If they haven't gotten in, then great. Go in and just change the password. If for some reason you sense that your devices are compromised, it's just not behaving right, you can't, it's like the wheel keeps spinning where you can't get, like it's not going into a certain app, then, you need to do a network reset. There are many, many ways to monitor the activity that's going on your devices. Make sure your passwords are extremely lengthy and creative. I always tell individuals, just throw a bunch of words together, you know what I mean? But let me warn you, there are apps out there that hackers use to decrypt any damn password. If they're after you and they want your password, just know they will get your password. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in right now. This is what's going on. One expert said, it's not a matter of if you get attacked. It's a matter of when you get attacked. Think about that. Not a matter of if you get attacked, but when. So if you're proactive and you take the measures that you need to take to secure your accounts and your devices, then you should be okay. All right, you guys, so I've come to the end of my show. I could not wait to get back on the air. This is like such a big deal for me. Make sure that you check out my Instagram. It's Val, V-A-L-L, Forensic Gal. That's my Instagram, my IG. If you want to donate to what we're doing here, you can cash at me at Cyber Secure You. That's C-Y-B-E-R, Secure You, as you can see right here. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Check us out next week. We'll be back with more Cyber Secure You. And it's your girl Val, Forensic Gal, and I'm out. Peace.